BCSN's cameras are at Don Paul Stadium in Fremont tonight for this Ohio State Division II playoff football matchup between the first-ranked team in the state of Ohio, Avon Lake, against Toledo Central Catholic.
Every dynasty has a beginning. For Central Catholic, the genesis might have been November 18th, 2005.
In the locker room, we were about as confident as you could be. Once we secured the city championship, there was only another championship and another championship.
That game started out a little more different than any game ever, because as we were unloading our equipment truck, we discovered we forgot our headsets. If you really go back and watch the game, you will see that during the first quarter and half the second, we have purple headsets because Derek Kidwell of Fremont Ross High School was nice enough to let us borrow his headsets until ours arrived.
Once that was sorted out, it was game time. Central was taking on the top-ranked team in Division II, Avon Lake, for a trip to the Final Four.
How are the kids going to react to being in that atmosphere and that much on the line for the first time? Central Catholic had never been to a Final Four, and they've been there before, we haven't. Are our kids up for the moment?
The first quarter was relatively quiet.
I think it was a lot of feeling each other out, not knowing what to expect. I think they were a team that was heavily built on the running game and defense, and we were a team that was built on running game, defense, and Dane Sonsenbacher getting the ball.
The first frame was scoreless, but then on the very first play of the second quarter, Dane Sonsenbacher got the ball.
3rd and 11 now on the 25-yard line for Avon Lake. Pettis with the play action, throws it down the field, intercepted by Sonsenbacher, and he's got room to motor. At the 15, broke a tackle, and up to the 27.
Well, I think the big thing about Avon's offense that year, as I look back, that they were a run-heavy team, and if you could get the lead on them and make them one-dimensional where they have to throw, it was going to be to your benefit.
And if you knew anything about Sonsenbacher in the 2000s, you knew he was always a threat to score. That INT setting up the Fighting Irish his first score of the game.
Play action again, rolling left, again, an accurate throw. Sonsenbacher's open, 30. He's going to win the race to the end zone. Touchdown!
We were able to run the ball well enough early in the game where they were going to honor that, and then it's just a matter of Coach Donnelly on offense calling the play to set up that play that would get Dane the ball and let him do his thing.
That's a play that I still remember the play call for, right? So we ran that play all the time. It was a crossing pattern. We ran it to both sides. I think the ball got tipped even a little bit during the throw, but Dane, being who he is, made an adjustment. And once he got the ball in space, no one was catching him.
Part of Central Catholic's DNA is defense, and that shined in the second quarter.
After taking the lead, Pettis again, they're swarming him, and it's broken up by Jansen.
We started unleashing some pressures off the edge with Lee Marquette and Anthony Oliver and Ryan Brown, and that we were just able to create some big sacks and put them in bad down and distance situations, and then it was able just to sit on the pass and either pick stuff off or break it up.
I don't remember maybe two passes where he didn't have pressure in his face.
A 14-zip lead gave Central momentum it needed heading into halftime. Avon Lake pulled the game within a score in the third quarter, courtesy of a Chris Rao rushing TD. But just when Shoreman fans felt a glimpse of hope, Kevin Big Play Boyle came alive for the Irish.
Could be a pretty good weapon his senior year. And now breaking away, it's going to be all the way for a Central touchdown by Kevin Boyle. They had him wrapped up. He pulled a Houdini and took it all the way to the end zone.
This is a huge play by Kevin Big Play Boyle.
Kevin was in today's world, an offline tight end. You know, and suddenly he goes in motion to run outside or a zone play that we've run a million times, but he gets the inside handoff. Looks like he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And then all of a sudden this kid squirts out and he's up the sideline, and it's a touchdown that we threw our own punch back at him. And that was the first time in the game you were starting to feel pretty good as a coach of, all right, now we're in control, and how do we continue this?
Sazenbacher's a good answer to that question.
Interception and long touchdown. Now they go for the end zone again, and again a touchdown. Sazenbacher.
That was the second of 3 touchdowns for Sazenbacher in the game. It was a TD that all but put the Shoremen away. Then, the future Ohio State Buckeye decided to pull off one of the great plays in BCSN history.
7:17 to play. Rolling right. Peterson throwing deep. Picked off again by Sazenbacher. And he has an escort down the left sideline. Still on his feet, breaking away. He's going to take it 95 yards for a score.
You couldn't believe he caught it. I mean, you saw the catch. It was amazing. And I still remember this day, he's running up the opposite sideline, and I said, he's not going to house this. I say it out loud, and the coach in the press box, he's not even to midfield. He goes, he's already gone. And it was just, we kind of laughed on the headset. We couldn't believe what we were getting to see.
Dane was about the best high school football player that I've ever seen, and I got a chance to play with him and be his quarterback, which was amazing. So he's about as humble of a superstar as you could find. As far as overall performances go, I don't know that you could find a better one in high school football.
That was the cherry on top of a 35-14 win as Central Catholic took down Avon Lake to advance to the state semifinals.
It became possible that night in our kids' minds. It was like, let's go on a run here, see what can happen. And then when you beat a team like Avon Lake, they're like, like, Greg, you guys, we've seen everybody left. You're good enough to win this thing. Good luck. And then the big thing was enjoying the night, but stay focused on the mission, which the impossible was now right there, 2 steps away from us.
Central Catholic later reached a peak, winning the 2005 Division II state championship. It was a year that saw Central win its first league title since 1982, beat St. Francis and St. John's in the same season for the first time since '87, and it was the year Coach Dempsey's daughter was born, a start of a dynasty, but perhaps the beginning of a legendary story that is still being written.
They could have told me you can't coach anymore after that last game, and how could it be any better? Like you said, a little girl's born, you're at your alma mater, you're surrounded by great kids and great coaches that you just love.
So I think that win was sort of a reaffirming message, right? To us in the locker room, but also to the city, Northwest Ohio, our fans and community. It says, hey, we're here and we're just as good as anyone else is in the state. So, watch out.
That was the first game my wife got to come to after giving birth to our daughter. And so she's sitting up there, 2 weeks out of becoming a mom, and how can you have that much great happen in your life? And been blessed to have a lot of great happen outside of football, inside of football, but that was all at once.